Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing well. It is currently Wednesday, 5 o'clock, but more importantly, it's two things. One, it's the 600th stream. It's a big number. Many people draw for more than 600 days at a time and don't even say a word, so I'm not too touched by the number. I think it's cool. It's definitely a cool thing. It's a nice metric to have. But more importantly, it is Promptathon. It is Promptathon day 1, and I just realized I didn't even set up everything to read the Promptathon, so we're gonna do that really quick. I realize that's like a bit more important. Today's Promptathon will be different than any other Promptathon we've done before. Very cool. Let me see if I can get everything going the way I want it to here, though. Yeah, hope you're all having a good one. I just realized, like, yeah, I should probably like screenshot and we talk about it. We're gonna talk about kind of like during warm up. Why can I not move? There we go. We're gonna talk about at warm up, kind of the things, the ways I've been feeling about this Promptathon. Why can I not always on top the hello? There we go. Okay. How I'm feeling about this Promptathon? The kind of undeniable expectations that arise when you hear about something like the Promptathon, especially if you're a person like me who streams not only the art that you make, you project it into the world, but you there we go. Show your process of doing it. And that could be pretty intimidating. But first, before we get into all of that, let's warm up a little bit. Like Kavel, you're drawing digitally. Why would you warm up traditionally? Because you use the same skills, the same muscles, all that good stuff. Where's our music at? Nah, it's just the end of the song. Okay. Oh, and what a wonderful song to begin our warm up. And kind of I'll count that as like the first song of the stream 600. But yeah, so I was actually working on it earlier today. Because I had a lot of not really free time, but I had time where I had to be at my computer but not doing anything particularly. I was like, okay, I might as well work on it. And I felt kind of overwhelmed at some points. I was like, oh my gosh, some people's Promptathon submissions look better than mine, which, yeah, of course they do, right? But I let that intimidate me. I was like, holy crap, everyone else's is so great, and I have this idea, and it's not coming out the way I want it to. But there it is. I want it to, an expectation, right? So we ought to mitigate expectations as we walk into things like Promptathon. I think my favorite Promptathon I've ever done, which was the one in Singapore, I had very little expectations because I wasn't even sure that I was going to be able. There's like a bump under this. I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to do the Promptathon. I was like, every day I was like trying to carve out time for it, and I'm very glad that I did. Because it has some of my favorite stuff. Yo, what's up, Dio? Welcome, welcome. Stupendous. I feel like that's a good adjective for the 600th stream. How are you doing? No chat again. That is so true. Did I turn it off? Where is that? I think. Why would it be broken? I probably didn't free the port. We're gonna do a no chat stream. Sorry. That is because of reasons. You're just chilling. That's good to hear. Dio, today is the first day of something called the Promptathon, where every day for the next 7 days we will get a new prompt, and we have to draw something relating to that prompt. So what we do in these streams is we warm up, and we go talk about the prompt and what we want to do, and then we do it. These streams can run a little bit longer. I have homework to do tonight, so I'd rather it didn't run too long, but yeah. Cars. Sadly, today's prompt does not actually, it could involve cars. However, I'm not very fond of drawing cars just yet. However, if you stay around long enough for lesson 7 is all about vehicles. And my final vehicle, quite literally the final drawing, I want it to be a Jaguar 1972. Can't remember the whole make and model and stuff, but yeah, there you go. Okay, yeah. I forget how much I say on stream, but yeah, that is That is going to be on there. So if you hold out till lesson 7, which who knows how many months away that may be, we'll do that. I remember even though my brain is smaller than my hand, I like that. I'm going to steal that. My brain is smaller than my hand. Oh, stream streak? 7. Nice. Thank you very much for showing up, Dio. Yeah, as stream 600 hits, we get to reflect on all the previous ones. Because this is the 6th time we've streamed 100 times. That's how the math works. And it's been a journey. Lots of highs and lows in terms of how we view our own art. Lots of struggle in Drawabox and struggle in 50%, and also fun at Drawabox and fun at 50%. Undeniably, it's been a pretty dope journey. 12 times 50 days, or maybe even 24 times 25 days. Thought about that? That's so goofy. I don't think there's any good common... Why did I double up on that line? I don't think there's any common factors between those two, are there? I'm doing okay. I was a bit worried about stream today, because I just didn't want... I was being self-conscious, I guess, about drawing. I was being concerned in that regard, but I mean, we have to draw whether we like it or not. Or not that we like the act of drawing, but that we like what we produce or not, because it's not about that, it is about expressing ourselves and making something. We will read today's prompt. I like to, hold out on it until we're done warming up, and then we'll go through the prompt. And I did code today. I programmed quite a lot. In fact, I was up till 2 a.m. last night programming, and then I woke up at 7 today. So I am still a little bit tired. This is a more difficult part of the semester. Lots of work and stuff, but we shall survive. I was talking to my mom earlier about, art philosophy, believe it or not. I was just ranting a little bit about, art doesn't happen in a vacuum. We could maybe sometimes convince ourselves that we, or like, let's not even talk about art. Let's talk about the gym, right? We can be like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym today. I must suck at going to the gym. It must not be worth it, or something like that, right? And we often look at these things as isolated incidents, right? But we because it's easier to, right? It's harder to draw the connections from our life and be like, okay, why am I feeling this way? Besides working out just being hard or drawing just being hard. Because those things on their own are hard, but I would wager a lot of the time it's not that we aren't capable of doing them. In fact, most of the time it's not that we aren't capable. So we have so much going on that it's hard to, like that just makes it that much harder. Like if you're already dealing with a tough job, school life, personal life, whatever, then it's that much harder to do things that even that you loved a lot, like drawing or video games or exercising. So what does this mean? It means that when we encounter these moments where we falter a little bit, where we feel like we're just not good at this specific thing, and we can't find this specific reason why, instead of trying to look more inwards, zooming in even more, zoom out and see what else is affecting it. So, the stress I felt today about Promptathon and about drawing something that looks good and all that. QR, welcome. Warmups. Yes, we're doing a quick little batch of warmups, about 10 minutes of warmups before we work on the Promptathon today. I hope you're doing well. Is this the first time you've visited the channel? If so, welcome. Not very happy with my ellipses today. maybe I do need to fix the chat widget because I wasn't sure if we are gonna have YouTube and Twitch people joining, so that may be a little bit confusing. I'll go try to figure out why. Maybe is my Docker hub still up? First time, yes. Heck yeah. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Welcome. We are big Promptathon fans over here. I've actually done a bit of today's Promptathon traditionally. We're going to move digitally with it because I had some time to work on it earlier today, and I don't want the stream to go too long. So we'll be moving over to Krita, where we'll be drawing some fun stuff. What are your ideas for today's Promptathon? What do you hope to do? And don't let me interrupt you, by the way. If like, feel free to just not answer if you're too busy drawing or in your mode. No stress. Decent enough warm up. I think that's good. So here, I'm gonna make a deal with you guys. We're gonna do 2 minutes of ads just to get them out of the way, so you guys don't have ads for an hour. Krita, heck yeah! I just recently started drawing on Krita. I love it a lot. I think it's pretty epic. But yeah, so we're gonna do 2 minutes of ads. This is a good BRB. This is a good moment to like get some water, chill out for a second, get ready, get all of your ducks in a row or whatever it is. I'm gonna fix chat and all that stuff. Knight from Hollow Knight versus Soul from Nine Souls. That's gonna be so good. Oh my gosh, that's such a good idea, dude. Have we drawn Yi before? I think we've drawn Yi. I can't remember. Oh, is it Soul or? Oh wait, Nine Soul. Wait, yeah. Is it Yi? Isn't that his name, or is it Soul? Wait, who's Soul? I'm tripping. Here, wait. Here, we're gonna go into BRB. We're gonna run ads. I'm gonna figure out who this is. I'm gonna fix everything too. So beer back. Oh wait. Yes, it is tradition that we read the prompt first, actually. So let's head over here. The prompt for today is Lost in the Multiverse. The dimensions have been, well, the scientific term is rubbing up against one each other. Oh my god, I can't read. It caused some chafing. There's been some transmission. It's all very technical and frankly gross. Take a character from one story, legend, myth, video game, comic, TV show, or whatever other kind of intellectual property and place them in the world of another, in a different setting or in a different time. There, okay. Yeah, okay, that's stressed. I was like, I need to finish that game. Anyways, okay. We're gonna go to BRB, guys. 2 minutes of ads. I'm gonna get chat working on screen. We're gonna head over to Krita and we're gonna have some fun. So be right back. Alrighty, we're back. I'm getting everything ready real quick. I should have set up my like layers and groups and stuff. We're gonna be doing some construction earlier on. Let's get that in there. There we go. And now I gotta start moving. I forgot I have to like move my whole setup around because we usually stream traditionally, and now I'm being a weirdo and going all digital. So let's fix that up real quick. Where's my OBS? Shuffle all my monitors around. You'd think 3 monitors would be enough for streaming, but I would wager it's just a little bit not enough. There we go. Okay. Hopefully YouTube doesn't break because I don't have the YouTube stream up on my monitor. I'm gonna swap out my chair real quick as well. Alrighty, everybody. So, if you're new to the channel, which some could be, I don't know. Actually, yeah, both Dio and QR are new to the channel. I have a habit for every Promptathon I've done of including Outer Wilds and Ultra Kill in some capacity. They were the games that kind of helped me get used to drawing because I was too scared to make my own characters. So I was like, okay, I'll just use one. And that made me a lot less intimidated, and I feel like that's a very important thing. Let me also pull up some more references over here. So, as many have, I actually find it felt kind of silly because so many people have already done it. We're going to be doing Ultra Kill V1. I saw there's one person, I can't remember the name, they always have wonderful, wonderful submissions for Promptathon. They did Hollow Knight versus V1, which that's awesome, I love it. I also saw another V1 someone there for a game I haven't heard of. But now we're going to be doing kind of the most predictable crossover ever. Oh goodness, that rotates my canvas. Oh god, everything's messed up now. There, okay, I guess. I forgot my numpad's all messed up because Crit is grabbing my numpad. That is an issue. I guess I can't press too many things. Huh. Well, anyways, why is there like a thing on my cup? Yeah, we're gonna be copying the Doom, the Doom, original box art, cover art. And this is a very rough sketch. We have a lot to work on. I just wanted to get most of the ideas out of the way there. So yeah, we're gonna start with some construction. You're like, Kavel, we already have construction. That is kind of like cursory stuff. I want to really kind of get down with it and start considering everything. We're also going to... Do we make it blue? We make it blue. I love some blue. Non-photo blue, my beloved. This is going to be a filter mask. Colorize. I always forget the settings that I like to use here. How's this look? Oh. It's a bit darker blue than I like. Oh yeah, let's also, and we could just edit that 3, I believe. There we go. Let's get some of the timer in here. The timer isn't really a strict enforcement as far as things go, but it's just nice to, oof. Okay. It's nice to, there we go. Have just kind of a guiding amount of time that we've spent on things. That's good enough. So, yeah, we're going to start with some light construction. Not seen it before. Yeah, I feel like given, oh yeah, let's start that timer. Given Ultra Kill, someone's probably drawn this before. It's not the crazy most original thing ever. But it makes me happy, right? I'll pull up a 3D. Always try if you can to find those 3D refs online. I was expecting Ultra Kill X Outer Wilds crossover for a second. I was baffled. Could I make? I want to make. I wanted to make that happen. I wanted to get V1 to be exploring a certain place in the DLC that I won't spoil. But I was like, I'm not feeling it that much. But yeah, I agree. Outer Worlds X Ultra Kill would be pretty impressive. We could save our Outer Wilds card for tomorrow, or just toss in. We have a little character named Gravel. He's a little bird guy. He's kind of like the mascot of the channel, and he will appear in this Promptathon as well at some point. V1's chest really upsets me because it's like two separate units that suddenly merge with each other, and that just doesn't make sense to me. So we're not trying to be pretty with this layer or anything here. We're just trying to get some initial construction down. I would be happy if we could finish the sketch this stream. I go basically construction sketch. Let's see, this is a bit weird. Construction sketch ink and then like render and stuff. That's my typical workflow. I'd be happy if we could get to the sketch stage. Because you know the kind of goal of Promptathon, and let's yeah, we'll stick with that. The goal of Promptathon isn't necessarily to draw something pretty. It never was. But I would definitely wager it is to draw something on time, right? To draw something. So we're gonna do that, the best of our ability. Control Zing all the way. Oh my gosh, that is something that is a habit I'm still trying to get used to with digital for sure. This is probably like my third week of using digital. I think maybe fourth week. Ideally, you know, this would be nice if I could draw every day. It's probably like day wise my second week of ever doing digital. So there's a lot to be learned, and events like this help us get that kind of background that we want. My main issue with this pose so far is how contorted poor V1 looks. So I hope this construction will allow us to move some stuff around, to help us. Because I was really struggling earlier today with figuring out how I wanted to do things. Yeah. So. And my binds. My binds always rage bait me. I found though, whenever I like start finicking with my binds and like losing what buttons do what, I'm not focused enough. I'm like very flustered. It's a good warning sign. You know, this fidelity is too high for construction. We're gonna keep it to boxes and such right now. That was a bit too bold. We just want simple forms that we can manipulate confidently. Ideally, some symmetry between here and there. Oh my god. I feel like a person who's used keyboard all their life and was given a controller. That is literally how I feel when it comes to controlling things digitally. I typically start off with a boxier form, and so what? I didn't want to go this far back into construction, but we're just gonna start with our box. Because yeah, I feel like in the original one, the Doom guy, he's kind of like tilted forward. You can still see that like upper plane. Also, yeah, this I think has been AI upscaled. I just grabbed it off the internet. That's a bit unfortunate. Thankfully, when it comes to references and such, though, I'm not trying to copy it one for one. We're just trying to get a nice idea of idea of what we want. Nice. And then with my boxes, I never want to make them so static. I like twisting them a bit. However, that overlap is a bit absurd. Let's see how we want that to go through. We'll stick with that for now. I'm not the biggest fan, but we'll stick with it. Very light corners right here just to help me feel sane. Nah, I don't like them. Hmm. I don't necessarily agree with how I drew this box. And yeah, I found we kind of discovered this the other stream. I am not as good at giving commentary when I'm doing things digitally. I don't know why. That kind of turns off in my brain. I don't know what why that happens, but we'll slowly improve. I do see the streams kind of going a little bit more digital when it comes to 50% because it's just much easier to iterate. However, I do love the tactile feedback we get from traditional. I mean, that's why I start all my sketches with that. There we go. And it can be very tempting when it comes to construction, especially with robots and things. Or at least stylistically, what I choose to do is I don't like making them like box go to box perfectly. I feel like I could have immediately wrapped done the ellipse right here on the face of that box, but I don't like it. B1 doesn't really move like that in the game either, so but I think that was just more so Nikita not wanting to deal with the issues of making like an Iron Man-esque robot with all like the technical details. Like that one scene in Iron Man 1 where like the boot melds with his foot. That's ridiculous. That is I could not imagine being the person who modeled or rigged that. That sounds awful. Alrighty. So yeah, this wrist coming at us, and say especially this one over here as well. The amount of overlap that it causes really hurts my brain and presents an interesting issue for tangent lines, which I'm not excited about. Maybe? Yeah, I'm chilling with that. I feel like there's just a degree shift that's ought to happen. Still thinking what kind of composition you want. That's up here. I was like testing with different stuff like Doom Guy and V1 and what I wanted to see. I had like 2 other sketches. I would recommend just start drawing whatever comes to mind and then start tweaking it as you go. But that's merely what works for me. You could have a completely different take on the matter. The composition I feel like is one of the hardest parts of Promptathon, specifically because whenever I want to do a drawing, the composition's already kind of in mind. Like I'm like, oh yeah, I want this and this and this. Having to build that from the ground up. Ooh, don't make me do that. Ooh, nice. See what I mean? Like you're seeing in this one, where's the elbow? It's kind of like to the side. So he's more bending his arm out. So I'd rather do this. That'll hopefully make it feel a little bit less stiff. And we'll get a nice little negative shape in here. We'll see if this actually works. And then if it's too stiff, we can say, well, hey, it's a robot. So, like, did you expect it not to be? Let's see. I'm gonna hold my hand out in front of me as I do this. The hand's gonna be at a very weird angle to us because the plane of the back of the hand, which is what I usually use to kind of like guesstimate what things are happening, um, facing towards us. So we're gonna see like a lot of foreshortening here. and then it kind of comes out this. Then over here, we have to hold a gun. I should probably pull up a reference of the Ultra Kill coin pistol. I forget the. Is it just marksman? Yeah, okay, marksman. Before you call me a fake fan, I was about to say Cybergrind. There we go. I'm a fake fan, I guess. I forgot the name of the Cybergrind. I used to hold Cybergrind world record, so don't at me. Was that like when Cybergrind was much easier and there weren't half the crazy ass enemies that there are now? Yes. But can you blame me? Let me relive my glory days. See, if I was holding a pistol, if I were to put you into a meat grinder, we're gonna have it kind of aiming forward like this. And the thumb's gonna be wrapping around like that. And then we'll have our marksman, which I just pulled up the reference of and then closed. Give me that Sketchfab 3D model. Nice. Very rectangular to our benefit. Feel like this possibly, mayhaps. Perchance. Maybe. Yeah. I do want to draw the demons in the background, but that is also a task in and of itself. I struggled this much with one pose. What makes you think I'm going to do another? But I do like the musculature and stuff that they have. I always appreciated impish characters. I love the horns. We'll just leave that there. As for the legs, I feel like I really threw with those. I was more focused on the arms when I was constructing this. And we'll start with, of course, the GoPro head needs a box. I'm moving it to the left a little bit just because I can. It's not necessarily convergent, a bit highly foreshortened, but I don't really care. We could just lop the back of it off. Okay, legs time. Part that every man fears. So, V1 is like leaning back, right? And maybe I need to move this, like swing this arm further. That weight's being shifted there. I'm not the most knowledgeable in gesture or any of that stuff, but we can make guesses. That's experimentation, right? See, that feels a bit better, I think. Let's compare it. No, wait, how do I redo? I always use my, okay, well, we can just jorking it. Yeah, I think that's much better. So if we're leaning back like that a bit, the leg would still be going forward. I think the leg jutting out to the side like this is a little much. So I would like this leg to be kind of falling back now. And what I'm also going to do is we're going to go back to that transform and we're going to put this on a different layer. This will be the arm. This will be the body. So we can just disable that for now. And like, I have mixed feelings on hiding layers of construction as it, because like when you void a part of the construction to see better, then you're kind of losing out on what it's going to look like if like it's all put together. So then you may have like more prone to tangent lines or the such. Yeah. Okay. So I want to twist the waist. I don't know why. I'm gonna do the pose in real life real quick. My arm's being grabbed, so I'm pulling away. So yeah, my leg's gonna go forward. And oh, I'm also like, here, let me get my stool. Put my stool up on it. I'm pulling back, pressing on my leg. A lot of my weight's going on this leg. That's why it's up there. But am I putting all my weight on that? Let's see if I'm being pulled this way and like holding my gun out. Yeah, I'd say most of my weight is on that leg. And it's definitely more forward than the Doom one. I don't know why. Maybe because it going forward will look bad with the arm right there. It is a strange pose. I'm just gonna do that. I think that's best of both worlds. I didn't pay attention to where my waist was facing. Arms being pulled. Yeah, my the box is kind of twisting this way. I have to think about it. The leg can't be too high, so kind of feeling this a little bit. We'll see how much that actually works in our favor. Check extreme health, make sure we're not exploding. Cool. Hmm. Possibly. Feels a bit too far though. We could do that. I'm seeing it more and more in my head, but that doesn't mean we're out of it for now. Okay, that first ellipse is just way too big. There we go. Yeah. This is coming at us, so I do think it would be larger. Hmm. Fuck it. We'll do it like that. There we go. maybe. Yeah. And then we're going to be bending back a little bit, I feel. I think the issue with this initial sketch that I did, I was trying to be too close to the reference for my own good. I don't want to kind of turn the pose into my own thing. Most people will get it. Now that I'm looking at this whole thing, I feel like this leg does need to just be rotated. Mayhaps. Legs always seem to elude me. Yeah, that degree's too high. It makes it feel like it's going out and away from us. Yo, what's up, Bear? How's it going? It's me. I feel that. Stream 600. We are working on our Promptathon today. Fighting this pose. I've been kind of struggling with this drawing all day. I'm not the biggest fan. But we're here. We're going through it. That such is Promptathon, you know? Oh, I think I understand an issue. Yes, possibly. Maybe. I feel like this box for the pelvis and kind of the box for the torso as well implies that we're kind of getting foreshortened, right? And yet the legs that I've been drawing have not been obeying that at all. Maybe that's a thing that could be improved? Question mark. That just means we have to change a lot of our degrees and sizes of things. I'm using the ref too much anymore anyways. If I were to do this right now, I'm thinking about it. What would it be? Yeah, today's prompt is I think I'm not sure if you've already read it. I'll say it again anyways. What if he was just standing? Can we do that? What if we combined basically a character from two IPs, right? Or a multiverse swap of a character, a concept, a thing placed into another universe. I don't want to do that. I'm not feeling. Of course, the pressure to perform does feel real with Promptathon, all that stuff. The music is heap music. What is heap music? Rap? Okay, get out of here. They give the same energy as the Jiggle Jiggle skin video. If you know, you know. What is the jiggle jiggle skin? Glizzy. Rap music. Oh, okay, I can see it. I can see it. Your phone censored you. Glizzy. My friends and I have been referencing that for like a week now. What is the jiggle jiggle skin? What a video. I hope that kid's well. The guy, he does not seem like he's well. A video that I will not reenact for the sake of my own dwindling dignity on this channel. If you look up, this is homework. If you really so dare, the most sus rage in Fortnite. I'm not gonna. Yeah, it is a very interesting response to being killed in Fortnite. That's all I'll say. Ooh, this is hurting my brain. This hurts my brain a lot. Not gonna lie. I don't know what's going on. Do I need headphones? And yes, you do not want to play this in public. Oh, wait. Kind of feeling it right now. Wait. Okay. I don't like the construction for it, but I do like the kind of gesture, the kind of motion. It's called Motion Twin. This is just going to be the stream where I reference a ton of really obscure, not obscure, but weird videos. I feel like this leg should be bent a little bit. This is the leg drawing stream. Welcome. Where we redo a leg over and over again until it makes sense. We're gonna have to start slowing down in a second if I really can't figure it out. So we know it needs to be smaller. I think both of these need to. Because like the pose itself up here, I feel like is okay. It's a bit stiff. That's fine. I feel like the knee should be higher. There's also an argument to be made is maybe I should be doing this with constructional objects that are better suited for V1 instead of this. Not that these are bad or any are bad per se, but there could be better, for sure. See, no. I feel like it really needs to be coming at us. Like, YouTube denied that search request. What? Thank you. Yeah, a lot of the stream will be me whining about it. It is up to you to decide if you actually like it or not. I feel like a legitimate litmus for for constructions is, does it look good or not? I do really believe that's legitimate, because there's that gestalt or human part of our brain that's good at recognizing when geometry is off. I restricted website YouTube on my iPad and I just uninstalled YouTube. Ah. Going cold turkey bear? No more bear mug YouTube style? Instead of reinstalling, I will exercise bear. Shout out. Wonderful decision. Today is stretch day. We're following the same schedule, which I think we are. Stretching glutes. I've been skipping out on the glute exercises. I just don't know what I like how you said. I don't know what I know about construction. I like that. Now, there is also the facet, and this is why we do the 250 box challenges. Yes, we need to draw 250 boxes to train our vision as well, but I do believe that we can still recognize when a drawing is off. And otherwise, why would we train to not have off drawings in the first place? I was watching YouTube and passed out, so I said that's enough for today. That's a good decision. And I also just appreciate how you're like, these legs are the same height. Wow, man, I suck. Anyway, sorry. I like how you're like, oh, I could reinstall and do this whole bit, or a bit of watching the most sus rage in Fortnite history, or just do something productive for myself. And I think that's a great choice. Yeah, this is rough. I'm feeling a bit better about this leg. I said a bit, but I didn't say better completely. Bleh. Construction is so important, guys. Don't skip out on it. But also, I guess it could be said don't obsess over it too much, because I could literally spend all night on this, but we don't have all night on this. Because I need to sleep. I have homework, all that good stuff. A very important presentation tomorrow. So instead of spamming Control Z, let's lock in some good lines. That we believe in. However, the calf is never that short. And arguably never is the quad this short as well, but that could be adjusted a little bit. This song reminds me, believe it or not. The other day I was walking around in my town, and I have a plushie on my backpack from a place called Bird Paradise. It's a bird zoo slash sanctuary in Singapore. It's a little great hornbill. Is it shoe hornbill? I don't know. Little guy, I love him. He hangs off my backpack. He chills there. And I was walking into a building and I noticed a guy. I held the door open for a guy, and on his backpack he had the exact same plush. I was like, that's crazy. Maybe Mandai is just selling like whatever. They're selling the same plush as other places, or like drop shipping. I don't know a good term for it. Then I look and it has Mandai on it. It has the little Mandai tag on it. I'm like, holy crap! Have you been to Bird Paradise? He's like, yeah. Wait, what? Because like, who goes to Singapore and then Bird Paradise and buys what's the probability of like buying the exact same plush? So yeah, I made a friend that day. I wish I could have stayed and talked to him longer, but that was a very, very rare occurrence. It's another time. I think I've told this on stream before, so this one's not too new. But one time I was just chilling in the store on the weekend. I go to the store at like 8 a.m. on Saturdays because no one's there. Grocery store, and there's this one dude walking down the aisle. Kind of didn't look like he wanted anyone to talk to him. And then I realized he has a tattoo on his arm. And shoebill buddies, I know, right? It was a hornbill. It wasn't a shoebill. It was a hornbill. Singapore hornbill? Yeah, Singaporean hornbill. Shout out them. Anyways, yeah, I was walking down the aisle and like I look on his arm and he has a very familiar tattoo and I'm like, where do I know that? Then I realized it's the planets from Outer Wilds. This guy had an Outer Wilds tattoo, and I had just then finished Outer Wilds, the first, like, not the DLC, but the main game. And so, like, I walk over to him, and I'm like, hey, excuse me, sir. And, like, he kind of turns around to me, he's like, what the hell does this guy want? And like, yo, is that an Outer Wilds tattoo? And his face glue up. Glow up? Whatever. Close enough, yeah, yeah. But man, that was such a cool experience. The Outer Wilds one, I would actually wager to say that's equally rare as the Singaporean one. I don't know what tells me. Maybe because like you know, I'm not gonna say Outer Wilds is niche, but then adding a non super super popular game and then a guy getting a tattoo of it and having it in a store literally like the same week I completed the game. I'd proposed to him. I was thinking about it. That's a great tattoo. It looks good too, just like the tattoo in general. That's not something to scoff at. I still am having the kind of permanent internal debate of do I ever get a tattoo? And if so, what will it be? It has to be something I make for sure, which I've heard that tattoo artists aren't particularly fond. I hate this. That they aren't particularly fond of doing things that aren't their own, which I could understand for sure. Gravelhead. It may just be Gravelhead. It really may be. Would it be a bit weird? Yeah, but is that kind of what gravel is? I'll put him right above my butt cheeks. Gravelhead tramp stamp. Oh, jeez. I wasn't gonna say it, but I think it'd be on brand. I could give here. Luca canonically can have a gravel booty tattoo. Does that work? Does that make everybody happy? Does that satisfy the masses? I hate this. I hate legs. Can we just chop him off and put him in a wheelchair, dude? Like, oh, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. And I don't know why. We're gonna pull out a different technique now that I'm struggling so much. We're gonna do boxes instead. Because I don't typically like doing planar stuff for legs because it gets a bit finicky. But using boxes helps me gauge everything in perspective just a little bit better. We have different tools for different purposes, right? The timer for stream end, we explode at 0 minutes. Nah. Our whole thing on the channel is just spend an hour doing something that we love. Uh, and that's drawing, right? That's the thing that we love on this channel. But it's just a lower bound, right? We try to get in an hour. If we can't, that's okay. But ideally, we will get the opportunity to draw more than that. And Promptathon streams definitely go a little bit longer than our traditional main streams. Um, yeah, I'm in college and I work during the summer. So I definitely can understand how difficult it is to find time for yourself to draw every day. So the channel was started as both a way to get me to draw more, which has definitely succeeded, um, and a way to catalog my progress and encourage other people to pick it up. That's why, yeah. So at the beginning, we have like a lower bound 10-minute timer for the warm up, and then we have this for the mainstream. Is it kind of redundant at this point? Yeah, but I'm keeping it. We're at a much closer perspective than the original Doom poster, which I'm actually okay with because I love some foreshortening. I'm a sucker for some foreshortening. We could flatten this and it could be fine, but like, come on, man. We're not going to really see much of that front foot because... Oh, I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. Let's mess around with our tools. We have tools for a reason. Let's use the perspective tool. What if this needs to go down in perspective a little bit, maybe? That really flattens the foot there, but I'm not really caring about the foot too much right now. We could redo that foot. That feels a bit better. Looks a bit silly, but feels better. It's kind of the vibe I'm getting from that. We could do a box. I just kind of want to highlight here how top facing this plane is. Like that. Yeah, there you go. Oh, it looks like a sandwich or something. It's so thick. Let's change that up a bit. Nice. There's two planes right there. When did I do that? Kind of losing it. I think we're nearing good enough territory, which is a good milestone to be at after 45 minutes of drawing. For a drawing that I would like to have done maybe in 3 hours, inked or sketched. It's a nice little metric. Bah, but they're on the same height, dude. Like they're doing that. Oh, you're gonna kill me. Oh, you're gonna kill me. I know. I know. This sucks. There's like two sides of me. There's two wolves inside of me. One that likes drawing my own poses and one that hates drawing my own poses. Why do you think I make all my characters sit all the time? Because standing sucks. At least we know something that I need to improve at, so that's... Little duck feet. What I do for gravel whenever I'm doing quick sketches, I just do that. That Doom gravel. Yo, what's up, MCal? And very close. We're doing Doom V1 from Ultra Kill. However, gravel will appear in this image as this demon right here. He's gonna be looking back. Little devil horns. How are you doing? Oh man, this is killing me. Pausing thesis to get an engraved score out to a publisher. That is very cool. Heck yeah. Well, I wish you the best of luck in that. And you're gonna send me a copy personally, right? That's huge. Bear, help. Bear, can you finish the rest of the drawing? MCal, somebody. So, I'm so lost in the sauce. I'm going gestural at this point just to figure out something that works. I was gonna draw the actual thing. Putting it on a wall or something. That's like half the fun of owning things. The other half is staring at the thing on the wall. Longingly. What? Oh, I just reset my work a little bit too. Did you start with a gestural figure first? Nah, I wasn't feeling it. Should proceed with something shitty and true play spirit. True. That is true. I would like to iterate just a tiny bit more. And if not, we shall proceed in that fashion. Oh, no, of course. Yeah, I probably would. No, 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 no. That's fine. I agree. I could benefit from just going forward with it. These are all very, very helpful recommendations, and I may go forward with them. This doesn't work out. However, to quote German 985, I've got a feeling that tonight's going to be a good night. Mods, ban anybody who says that's actually by Black Eyed Peas. Okay. There, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it a little bit more. Something's happening. Something's happening. I'm gonna take a sip of water real quick. Wow, I can't believe Bear's getting banned on the 600th stream. She made it so far. Everyone say bye bye, Bear. Okay, I like this. I'm going to actually duplicate this because I'm feeling something. Something's happening. Bye. She accepts her end with grace. Is this the end of the wilds? It is. Wonderful song. And Mikhail's got to make us a stream theme song at some point. For free, of course. I was actually talking to a friend today. I love music so much. I really do. I've just never had the same itch that I have with drawing that I for this for music. $5 Fiverr offer. I've actually bought music off Fiverr for my Gmod map I made back in the day. Bear, please don't tell me this. Don't tell me. You had to have known. Bear, please don't do this to me. You had to have known. That's why. Don't do this. Don't do this, Bear. You knew it was called Fiverr. Oh, okay, I thought you were doing a bit where like you just figured out it's called Fiverr because $5. Dude, okay. You are you're gone. Uh, go freaking five more reps. Add 15 more seconds onto your L sits. You. Yeah, that's right. I don't know why this foot reminds me of Five Nights at Freddy's. I've used really people who use that only get paid $5. I've only paid five. Actually, no. How I think I paid more than $5 for the music I requested, and I tipped. So, but I can imagine $5 for little things. Like if you want me to write a quick Python script, but that's like a 15-minute task. Like ideally, let's say you're actually you're paid minimum wage in some places in the U.S. It's $7. So I mean, or I don't know what's stuck in my head. Help me. I'm feeling it. Something's happening. It's actually a kidney stone. Streamer gets kidney stone on stream. Is that a thing that has happened? Should we be the first guys? Do you think Twitch has an award for this? I think there are places that still have $5 minimum wage. Me when I'm in what's the one African country? Is it Zimbabwe? Whose inflation hit like $1 trillion? Me when I'm paid $5 minimum wage in Zimbabwe. I think we should foreshorten this more. Thoughts? I've realized a big fix I could do over here. One thing that I've been getting wrong is the degree. The degree, the degree of the box. We're hiding the arm. The degree. This looks silly. The degree of the box. The degree of the face of the box. Also, guys, I had Chipotle yesterday. I feel like I'm pregnant. Um, I don't know what happened. My stomach has not been the same after yesterday. I'm just gonna say that. I had guac. I had guac for the first time in a while in my burrito. Something ain't right. They messed me up. I don't know why I went to Chipotle. I'm gonna be real. There's so many better like places around me. Ooey gooey green. They did too much of it. Any agreeers in chat that there is too much guac at times? Because it just kind of felt like all I was munching on was guac. Which hey, I'm glad I paid extra for the guac, so I'm glad getting my money's worth. Um, but I put other things in the burrito for a reason. It was basically crossovers. Yeah, basically crossovers. Probably especially if everything is soft and mushy. Yes. I got Kavel's burrito order. Ready? Open burrito and bowl order. In your notepads. Open them. I got yeah. Uh I'm gonna walk my way down the aisle, where they ask you things. Okay. Burrito or bowl, doesn't matter. Let's say we're doing a burrito. I want white rice, black beans, chicken, pico, cheese, sour cream, veggies, sometimes salsa. What did I not say? Uh, I would like guac if they didn't freaking guac apocalypse my food. Um, let's be real, guys. If you're ordering salsa from from Chipotle, you're wasting money. I don't think I've had worse salsa than Chipotle salsa. For chips. The salsa in the burrito is fine. And weirdly enough, the place this is a really hot take. Uh my favorite salsa I've had, even with like the homemade salsa and stuff like that, like the local stuff. Maybe that my favorite taco restaurant competes against this place. This is gonna sound white as shit. My favorite salsa is chili salsa. I don't care. I don't care. It's good. It is gangster. Guy Fieri. It's everything you want. I feel like it's perfectly acidic. It stays on the chip. Uh, I've been to many authentic, Mexican Mexican like restaurants, pop ups, whatever. Sometimes we get too much cilantro, right? Sometimes we get too much whatever. What did I say after green onion? I said green onion. Mild spicy kind. I'm okay with whatever spice in my salsa, as so long as the flavor's good. Bad spice is spice that compromises on flavor for heat, unless like the gimmick is the heat. Green onion, green. I don't like sweet salsa. I like acidic salsa. Some tangy stuff. Uh, what was green in there? Green onion? I can't remember. Ow! I just hit my desk. Okay, this is feeling better. I think this is this is good enough. I don't like the legs, but we're gonna deal. So do that. After Pico, I blanked out. I've been blanking out for probably the past 20 minutes. So it's okay. Also, this could shrink for now. That's for later. That's for rendering. We're not doing that tonight. Sketch layer. Oh shoot. Group. Sketch. I like making sketch orange. Actually, I should make it blue, but I've been making it orange, so we're gonna do that. Okay. What is it? In my group project, we have something called the risk assessment that we need for our class. This is our capstone project, our engineering capstone. And so in our risk, we have to like write things that may cause a risk to the program being completed. And like there's very minimal risk for our project, so we just kind of lie, or not lie. We are not lying, but like we joke, and I'm like I put the other night, I was like, hey guys, can we put Chipotle food poisoning as the risk for this week, or things like that. We'll do some additive form actually in the construction real quick. I don't know where. Oh yeah, and so I told them, hey guys, this isn't worth adding to the risk, but I do have an art marathon coming up, so I may not be as reachable as usual later into the night, because we sadly have to work into the night a lot of the time. And they're like, yeah, that's cool. And then like one of my friends was like, yeah, one of my favorite games is getting a huge patch tomorrow, so I'm not gonna be as available. And I was like, that's real. That is so real. In fact, I feel like that's a more legitimate thing than.
Guys, I have my art marathon. Hey guys, did you know I draw? Did you know I stream? Go subscribe to my Twitch. Go use your Prime.
Ugh. One thing that streamers do that I could never, and I will never be popular enough to do it, so, yeah, is they're like 7 Prime subs and I'll do it. Like holy, being in a position to be like, yeah, I want this many Prime subs before I do something. Then again, are these things typically like noteworthy things that they do? Yeah, it's like bets and stuff. That just seems like a wager I cannot handle. Okay. This is why I despise V1. It's just this surface up here is so confusing. There's a lot happening. And look how non-symmetrical we are, but we're just not going to pay attention to that. Just remember, your drawing doesn't have mistakes if you ignore them. Guys, I recently invested in a very cheap eye mask for sleeping. I feel like I'm cheating. When I first moved into this apartment, it was basically completely pitch black in my room because the only window I have faces a courtyard with no lights. And then they just decided, hey, we're gonna string up a bunch of very aesthetically pleasing Instagram lights in the courtyard at my window level, and they never turn off. They're on all day, every day, 24/7. Especially at like 11 p.m. when I ideally fall asleep, but like even at 1 a.m. or like 2 a.m. And that thing is blasting through my window. I've called to see if they could turn it off. That's not a deal, I guess. I've thought about going to the power box that I can visibly see from here and just flipping stuff until my problem is solved. We could probably make this more narrow, question mark. Cool. As for V1's head, this is always such a difficult shape. And one cool thing though is turns off all electricity. Hey, if it gets me to sleep, the rest of my apartment can just deal with it. Um, this is a cool and a thing about V1 is the head is a very complex shape, and you know that comes with its issues and such. But that means you get to see every artist kind of tackle it in their own unique way, which I find pretty cool, pretty gangster. Do I have a set way? I mean, I used to have like a pretty consistent way of drawing V1. And I still try, but it's kind of a heuristic for me at this point, and I'm okay with that. I don't draw them too often, but this reminds me, because like Promptathon is kind of a celebration of White Ibis. I would like to introduce a schism. A schism, I say. After talking with Slash Cut a bit, Slash has been amazing for trying to like identify what White Ibis means to me. He's been very kind about that. White Ibis isn't really drawing the same thing over and over again until it works. I feel like that's actually a read the wrong way. It's a bad thing, right? Obviously all artists know don't draw the same thing over and over again. That's insanity unless like there's a purpose to it. Ignore the fact that we're all from Drawabox and have done the 250 box challenge. But I don't like this down here. White Ibis is more of just picking something to make you less scared. That's what it means to me. A vehicle for traversing, a suit of armor for traversing the scary world of art education and learning. That's what it is to me. So I could draw gravel over and over again. And in fact, in agreement with Struthless, a like limitation, you know, and a self-imposed limitation did help me develop gravel more. And I think, but when it comes to being a beginner, self-imposed limitations are really tough to like say yay or nay to because you don't know any better, right? Like I can put more weight on my bench because I know my limits. But a person who's just starting off benching, they could be like, "Oh yeah, I'll add 25. That's no problem. I'll add 25 to my max. That's no problem." or something like that, right? So yeah. It's a tough one, and it's one I want to figure out. And like I said, Slash has been very kind and amazing help in that regard. Um, yeah, okay, that's good enough. It's rough and not symmetrical, but bleh, bleh. Okay. When I'm losing an argument, so I just say bleh. After trying to follow the draw the same thing, it policed what I should draw and give me decision fatigue of what the ideal thing for me to draw is. Interesting, yeah. Um, yeah, because like I was never scared of Luca when I went into it, and drawing gravel with Luca kind of made me more comfortable to just do Luca on his own. Now, frankly, I'm drawing too much Luca. I miss my gravel, but yeah. So, and of course, this was one of Slash's big critiques of White Ibis is, one tool isn't for everybody, and I would like to extend that by saying it isn't even like a binary. It is for you or it isn't for you. It may be a little bit for you or a little bit not for you, right? Um, yeah. V1 noggin. Trying to get me some V1 noggin. Okay, I'm done talking. my my bad. Okay. Dude, oh. Brandris Kavel. I like his little goatee. I think there. I like V1's little goatee. That introduces a billion tangent lines. Hardest part about drawing? Form? No. Lighting? No. Dealing with tangent lines while sketching? Yes. I'm chilling though. I sure I don't like the legs at all, but zooming up here and only focusing on this, I'm happy. Kind of like swings from the underjaw. I've had people join stream and say and call my first V1 stream where I drew V1 a tutorial, and that concerns me because that is in no way a tutorial. That was a beginner artist trying to figure out how to draw V1. Uh, so it concerns me a little bit. I don't want people to get the wrong idea there. There was also some comments in the Drawabox video that this isn't a complete explanation of how to draw texture and form. I'm like, yeah, that's never was the point, but I could see, especially because of the title, how it could be misconstrued to be like that. So, oh yeah, JJK tomorrow, very important. Oh yeah, Fujimoto. Chainsaw Man is finished. Chainsaw Man is over. I've heard good things about the ending. I was very concerned for the sake of my friends who really love Chainsaw Man that it was going to have a poor ending, a rushed ending, but I think largely speaking, most of my friends are satisfied. Of course, I don't know, and I really frankly don't care what the wider internet has to say because people kind of just complain about everything. Uh, so many tangent lines. I feel like having a good spread from my friends and like 5% of the opinion of the internet, and I'm good. Like that's all I need. That's all I need to hear. A lot of lines happening up here. A lot of density. These get bulked up a little bit. We'll kind of, and I don't want to do You can hide the timer now. Like V1's little biceps. Hexagon. I barely know her. Don't ask how that one worked. That is not a hexagon. If I wasn't in a very sleep deprived and tired mood, we'd be playing Ultra Kill. Bear, you already did the lol at my 6-7 joke earlier this morning. You only get one. Do you ever get up so fast you die? Once or twice. That's actually not happened as much recently. I think about it. I remember, when I was like I was big into couch lounging as a kid. I'd just be doing that. I'd get up really fast. I'd jump up. I'd feel super dizzy. It's most likely a me thing. You ever just casually die when you get up? Warmup does. How's the silver drawing going? Perchance. I don't want to pressure. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. We're gonna have a real moment. I think I talked about this a little bit last stream, kind of in a different way. I want to ask about my friends' drawings, but don't want them to pressure them to be like, "Have you drawn yet? Have you drawn yet? Hey, Patrick." Like, I don't want to do that. I was annoying the hell out of my friend earlier today. We were in a Discord call, and I just started going, "Hey, Apple. Hey, Apple," and I kept doing that until he responded. A werewolf form, yeah, that's an arduous task, but I feel like anything you are capable of it. And hey, I feel like I haven't seen these monster characters before, so I'm not sure if they were born of this drawing or not. But I do appreciate the monster characters a lot. They're really cool.
Hey, do you know what kind of train this is?
Shout out Polar Express. Hope whoever that voice actor is for that kid is doing well. That's such a good movie. I remember uh like being so concerned as a child that I would lose the spirit of Christmas. I would not be able to hear the sleigh bells. But I still can. Santa's real, and he's coming for you. He is rapidly approaching. Mandark in Dexter's lab. I have to make a admission to you guys. I hope you'll still accept me for who I am and not to judge me too harshly. I can understand a little bit of judgment. I have not watched Dexter's Laboratory. I don't even know how, because I was a Nickelodeon kid. That was Nickelodeon, right? I was definitely a Nickelodeon kid when I was younger. But I cannot LARP. LARP's a big term right now. Why are people bringing up the word LARP? Santa's retained me. I've only seen Dexter's Lab and Bits. It was Cartoon Network. Ah, fake fan. I'm such a fake fan. Blah. That probably explains why I don't know it then. I have an alibi. Do you guys ever get caught up? I'm gonna be real. Another truth moment. There's this person when I was studying abroad, and I was like talking about how I stopped in Taiwan for a bit. He's like, "Oh, I'm from Taiwan," and he was like, "Did you visit anything?" And I don't know why, but I said yes. I was like, "Yeah, I did visit stuff." I didn't. That was a lie. Why did I do? And then like I had to live a lie. I was like, "Oh yeah, I went to like the town square." And then he was like, "Oh, what did you see?" I was like, "Oh, well, I actually just went back into the airport because I didn't have enough time." He was like, "Did you like the airport?" I was like, "Yeah." I don't know why, dude. I think I was just too awkward and like wanted to say yes and then realized I said that. Oh man. Yeah, true. This could be real. I would like to visit Taiwan. It seemed very nice. From the like 2 hours I was in the airport. For the yeah, because I went into the town and stuff. Dude. Oh god. It's like the classic like kid show episode where they lie and then like keep trying to defend the lie. And then they come clean. They're like, "Oh, I actually lied." And they're like, "It's okay. Just don't lie again." I feel like every shit, like iCarly to freaking Dexter's Laboratory, had an episode like that. 'Cause maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't lie. Then they would ridicule the kid. Oh, I'm trying to remember. Oh, I'm trying to remember a meme. I can't remember it though. So we're gonna give up. I can't even remember like the joke. I remember why it's funny, but why would I introduce a joke to you guys just to be like, yeah, it's funny because of this, but I don't know the joke. Do we need to move the legs up? He's got some like freaking, in SpongeBob when Patrick eats too many of the Krabby Patties and he's just thick. That's what I'm getting from this. It's rough. I'm gonna move the legs up a little bit. I just realized this scrunched my entire menu, so that's not cool. That's no good. Nice. Okay, let's figure out these legs. I love the little knee guards that Mr. V1 has. Little yeah. This is rough. I hate this. This sucks. Okay, let's keep it going. Oh. Promptathon is a humbling experience. That's for sure. Now I have to draw the demon. Oh, okay. Okay. Look at that. Oh, jeez. I bit off way more than I could chew today. I'm just gonna kind of. This one's gonna be a pure guess, dude. Why? Well, I was like, yeah, let me pick. Let me pick the most character-rich like cover that I could. I do have the ref to kind of inform my original decisions here, but maybe we only do one demon. Maybe Gravel doesn't happen. I don't know. We'll see. Ambition is a good way to grow. It's also a good way to burn out. I don't want to do too much. You must not forget, I am also in the midst of a quite an important project for school that needs to be done tonight. I don't really like their brow. I'm gonna do like little. I like that. Paired 2v1. Let's make this guy a little bit bigger. We'll do the same with the arms and stuff in a second. What? Alright. Everyone, Bear, thank you for joining us tonight. There's like the arm flailing up right here. Imagine his head's like right here. We need to expand the canvas. I gotta figure out how to do that. Image. Scale, no. Resize canvas. Outwards. Can I do like a percentage perhaps? No, I have to just make a number up. We'll say 4,000 by 4,000. That is not the right number. There we go. We'll just fill up the rest of the background. You can do math on it. Oh, you can. Very cool. Oh, huge. Thank you for letting me know. I will use that next time. The more you know. Got a little arm blaster. Arm blaster, jeez. Okay, there we go. I know it makes me so upset. I don't know why YouTube has dropped the ball so heavily on on YouTube streams. Like YouTube has the facility. Google has the facilities to like run laps around Twitch in terms of streaming, and yet they don't. Like, I would go fully Twitch if Twitch allowed artistic nudity. Um but they don't and YouTube does. So it's like the only leg up that YouTube has. Kind of going through stuff light speed right here. That arm does not work like that, but we're just gonna imagine it does. Ah, we're missing a neck. That'd be helpful. I think this guy should be smaller. Yeah, they're right there. I'm not feeling this one. Bleh. Oh, if I had any more energy in me, we'd draw V2 in the background. That'd be so good. Alas. That looks dumb. Kind of mixing layers right now, but just filling up the space. That is not the right side where the thumb goes. Oh, jeez. Mixing layers, I don't care. You can go back. This hand kind of float and be ephemeral until we find a good place for it. Go. Nope. This is why we draw one thing and don't connect two things. And now we got to do the little gravel one. Gravel the bird. His nose does not look like that. That's good enough. This sucks. Yeah, I wish I could show him in a better light, but that's all we're doing for gravel. Okay, let's focus a little bit more on cleaning things up, and then we'll call it for today. Because sadly, not all could be our favorite drawing. Definitely not horrible though, for sure. We learned a lesson, definitely in scope. It's good to be humbled early. We're not gonna do all that just yet. we'll flush them out in a second. Flush them out? Flush them out? I don't know. We'll do something with them. Second. This pass, we're just gonna work on cleaning things up and making sure things make logical sense. The eye is, and in reality, push forward a little bit more. So I'm not sure if that's what we should do. It's like tilted a little bit. We'll keep that. Actually, that kind of turned out okay. So we're gonna keep that. However, the penmanship there kind of makes it feel like V1 is a bit sad. I don't know why. Hmm. I don't know. He looks sad. I don't know why. We're gonna keep it for now. Tangent line after tangent line. We will never be done. Okay. Nice. quick sip of water. Cool, cool. B1, stop having a weird old eye. What do we do with you? You know what? I kind of mess with that. Look at the viewer. Ugh, God, okay. Something ain't seeming right there. Nice. Very happy with the arms, at least. Cannot say the same for the legs, but we're chill. That goes a bit too deep. Keeping it moving. Slowly but surely. Mostly just kind of focus left at this point. Cleaning stuff up as much as we can. The hand's kind of messed up because I tried doing the glove a bit differently, or like V1's hands are just a bit weird in general. But I'm not totally liking the eye anymore. I was kind of jiving with it at first. It's a bit weird now. Oof, some weird stuff happening over here. It's like it does go down the ooh no. Does it really look like this? Oh. Uh-oh. We'll figure it out. Thank you, thank you. How's yours coming along? Yes. Finish up soon? Heck yeah. I hope to catch up with you. Yeah. I gotta solve some fun stuff here for sure. I'm gonna move this arm a bit closer. I'm not sure if that'll break everything, but we shall see. Like rotate this box away a little bit more. Make it a bit bigger. My line work's getting a little bit sloppy. I think we're getting close to being finished. Some drawings I just could go for hours on. Some, however long the stream's been going on for, like 2 hours, 2 hours, 18 minutes. Hey, we're chilling. I think the goal is to figure out how I can spark those kind of drawings where I feel that way. It's not out of hey, I mean, a big part of that is doing things like Promptathon, right? Definitely getting outside of our comfort zone. And I bet this is a bit of a cope. I bet we'll have a much easier time finding ideas when one, not as pressed for time, and chaotic school schedule, but two, I get some sleep. That's a big part. I want to chase more perspective challenges like this one and encounter more issues where I was struggling that much with doing the legs. I feel like that's a very close, like there are things that, we're far off from learning. Not necessarily solving, but it's kind of like if you're doing Drawabox, you'll have to learn about gesture and anatomy later, right? Or not have to. You could do it right now if you wanted. Just um, you're gonna have to pivot from going from just form and structure to that. But I feel like poses and things like this. This is very lesson 5 adjacent. Definitely beyond the scope of lesson 5 and skills needed, but it's still there, right? It's still the same skills you learned during lesson 5. So I feel like that's doable. And all of these horns, like I actually want to put so much effort into these horns. But I'm also tired. I know I keep running that excuse all of tonight. Let me have a night, please. Uh, I love forms like horns though. Horns are so freaking epic. They're like the perfect 3D structure. Not really, but they give you a lot to play with and they're quite fun to figure out. How borked does this look? You know what? Not as bad as I thought. I was really expecting that to be pretty rough to look at. That was not that bad. I think we should purposely like kind of force those eyebrows down. He's very angry. Not sure if that's the right. It's goofy, but I like it. This guy's getting shot in the face. Rip. Oof, that's not how you draw a thumb. I may not be. Wow, I may not be a thumb expert, but that was rough. That's rough too. That's really rough. Oh, jeez, whatever. I've never cared. uh, Where's my layer? There it is. Oh, yikes. This has been a drawing of all time. Need a planet for less characters. Makes sense. This isn't 2D. We have a full mouth going on in here. We have tongues. Yo, huge. Okay, wait, let me check it out real quick. Of course, thank you for joining. I could understand if you're too busy or whatever, but please, you don't have to show up to streams, but please continue doing the Promptathon. I was really planning on Mickey and my character in Dragon Ball style. Attack collision, oh my gosh. We're just trying to copyright, like, I'm not good at drawing Mickey Mouse. I feel like Mickey Mouse is deceptively easy. Also, let's head over to the Drawabox. Let's look at the gallery. The gallery now has embed support, which means we can see so much easier. Oh my god, so many people have posted. Yo, wait, that's Gangster. Yo, QR. No, that's awesome. Great job on the sleeve. What brush did you use for like the kind of chalky stuff? That looks great. keep prompting, and I'll pop up again. Awesome, thank you. Have a good rest. Get ready for tomorrow's prompt. I love waking up in the morning and reading the new prompt and then being like reading it like 3 more times because I just woke up and I'm delirious. Heck yeah. Have a good one. Yeah, I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing all that. That's, we'll just do a hand or something. I don't know. Is like the freaking, like a ninja, like the thing that catch blades or whatever. I'm not doing all that, dude. Is the dry bristles eroded? Huge. I may try that out in the future. I'm still learning all the brushes and figuring out stuff. Been waiting to make a brush that I actually want to use. Or like for inking. I have one in mind. I've been liking the G pen though. I'm distracting you, please. Have a good one. Okay, yes, thank you. Have a good one. See ya. I love big, big hands. Too bad I'm not doing any of them justice here. Okay, Gravel. Let's get to it. Oof. I'm disobeying my construction a bit. Don't tell anybody. It was mostly just a placeholder in the first place. Oh, I love this guy so much. The drawing was worth it. This is me, my profile picture. Oh, jeez. Okay, this is Promptathon day 1. Okay, that was fun. I feel like with the amount that I complained and moaned and stuff, let's have a quick discussion about what I could have done better. Having a scene with less things in it, I think. I'm actually okay with how the pose turned out. What helped me with the pose? Definitely MCal's suggestion for going more gestural or doing a gestural sketch in the first place. But the problem with when it comes to gesture in me is my gesture lacks structure a lot of the time, and so then I want to do like more constructive based stuff, and I need to find a way to like gently meld gesture and structure. And I feel like the best way I did that was actually with these boxes that weren't as like solidly defined. So I still like established the planes, um, but got that movement and that kind of stuff that I wanted from it. I'm actually gonna shrink this just a little bit. Um, I'm very glad that I remained flexible and not as I of course got overwhelmed a little bit, but not like anything major. So I'm glad about that. Look at that. I feel like that's almost better. Yeah. Yes. So that's definitely a factor to consider for the future. Um, I still like how V1 turned out. I feel like a lot of this, I wouldn't say is rushed. I mean, this stream was this long, and we came in with the like pre-sketch already, even though we did redo the construction, but that's kind of how I usually do digital. Um, I kind of like the demons. I rushed. They're fun. They're silly. They're not really. They're not really serious. So, um, yeah, we're gonna leave it there, everybody. Stream 600, day 1 of Promptathon. Wow, good stuff. So, thank you guys very much for joining me tonight. Thank you and welcome, QR. Best of luck with the Promptathon. Thank you for joining, and same to MCow and Bear Mug. I think we also had Dio here earlier. And thank you to everybody who was watching, maybe didn't say anything, and who's been watching. Stream 600. We've had a couple of you guys in here. Streaming is awesome. It's tough at times because I can feel pressured only by myself. You guys are very kind to me. But pressure to perform, and streams like this and events like Promptathon and just Drawabox helps me relieve that tension, and it helps me kind of be comfortable with it. This is gonna sound weird. It humbles me, right? Because like I have to stream, or not. I have to, but like I have to draw, right? Streaming forces me to draw. I have to put the pen on the page, and so whether I like it or not, I have to put something down. And sometimes that's just gonna be ugly, but it's so much better than not drawing at all. That's the humbling kind of feeling from it. And sure, there's a lot wrong with these, but let it be a testament to my future drawing and how much I improved, but also how much fun I had here tonight. So, once again, thank you all for joining me tonight, and I cannot wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye for now.